Hello and welcome to the second mission of our Trespasser playthrough with the Pacifist Challenge, which is a custom challenge that I've come up with where I'm not able to pick up any of the weapons throughout the levels. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the first video. It's been a little while since I recorded it, so I'm just getting back into Trespasser. Usually there's a little raptor fender around here, but I have noticed that with the extended dinosaur activation range, that I have set up with the essentially the quote-unquote mod that makes the game runnable better on Windows 10. I've increased the active range of dinosaurs. I can actually hear some raptors up ahead. There's actually probably a raptor fighting a stegosaurus, I believe.
An idea brought me awake one morning in New York. I almost didn't write it down.
So Hammond's going to be talking here for a bit, but I'll catch back up here in a second with my narration.
What if a mosquito sucked the blood of a dinosaur 100 million years ago? The insect is then covered in tree sap, which, over the millennia, becomes amber. The insect is preserved perfectly. But you see, and here's the clever part, wouldn't the dinosaur blood be preserved as well?
I'm pretty sure the raptor or the stegosaurus is already dead. Poor guy. So that's kind of like I was saying, one of the, I guess, negative implications of the fact that dinosaurs get activated so far away is the fact that certain times dinosaurs aren't where if you've played the game multiple times before.
The blood holds DNA, a tiny spiral of genetic code. Abracadabra.
Like I was saying, the dinosaurs aren't always where you expected them to be, especially if you've played the game multiple times and you have the dinosaur locations kind of memorized. And the other implication is the fact that certain fights
Sunlight angled down through the dusty air in Norman's office, and I leaned against a solid oak table as I outlined my plans for international genetic technologies.
Alright, so we got to lose this raptor real quick. We got to knock a box down, which is kind of annoying. But like I was saying, so one of the other implications beyond the dinosaurs not being where you expect them to spawn at is the fact that some of the fights that are kind of staged throughout Trespasser, where you'll have two dinosaurs going to essentially activate very close proximity and they'll start a fight. Sometimes those fights are over before you even lay eyes on the dinosaurs themselves. Oh, I saw something weird on my back. I put a rock back there. I picked up the rock to throw at the boxes, and I forgot. I was like, why is there a tree following me around? Usually in Trespasser, you usually don't stow a rock. Normally you stow something like a gun or something, but I'm playing through a very weird game of Trespasser. Alright, so our dead stegosaurus has not been knocked over, poor guy. Go ahead and try to get past this raptor and into the spot where we can knock down our rock, or knock down our box so we can get to the next stage of the game. So, some very cool news recently is the fact that there is a new dinosaur game coming, and it looks pretty sweet. I will have a dedicated video on it. That dedicated video I plan on recording today. I have a little bit of time today to record a couple of videos, so I'm excited about that. And it actually might get released before this video because it's a little bit more timely. But anyways, the new game is called Deathground. It's a survival horror game, something that a lot of us fans of Jurassic have been waiting for very patiently for a very long time. And I don't think it still checks all the boxes. It's definitely not a spiritual successor to Trespasser. For something like that where it has a story mode that's more immersive, I almost feel like we're gonna have to wait for something from the actual Jurassic universe, because Deathground is definitely not actually related to the Jurassic universe. That box though fell very easy. Usually I have a lot more trouble with those, so hopefully that's a good sign for the rest of the game. But anyways, Deathground looks pretty sweet. The gameplay, from what I've seen so far, and I'm going to talk about this in the video.
It was the flowering of an ambition born 50 years ago. 50 years struggle come to this.
but the gameplay looks a lot more like Alien Isolation meets Left 4 Dead, and I would probably lean it a little bit closer to Left 4 Dead. Now we do see a raptor over there in the distance. He doesn't seem to notice us yet, so we're just going to continue on our way. Avoiding him would be very nice. Yeah, just because we don't have to deal with them. Alright, so up here, we're going to see a Triceratops kind of stage fight if we can actually get to it quick enough to see it actually in action. And then there's kind of a little like plantation style house up here to the left that we'll go take a quick peek at. And then there is also a cool little Easter egg in this area that shows some ties between the Trespasser development and the Lost World movie. Alright, so we hear our raptor friends. Alright, so yeah, see, that's one of the downsides. So usually a lot of the times the trike will actually defeat the raptors. I don't know what actually happened there. Maybe the raptors have a longer range that they'll activate and the trike wasn't activated yet. That could be a big downside, possibly. I don't know. I mean, as far as from what I read about when you increase the activation range, it should increase it kind of universally across all the dinosaurs. But yeah, usually that trike wins the battle, the 2-on-1 battle versus those two raptors. But as we just saw, the trike was already dead and the raptors were eating. So with that being said, we didn't actually get to witness that fight either. But we do have a little plantation style house that we're going to do a quick tour of real quick, and then we will check out the little Easter egg, which is pretty nifty. So one thing I never really understood is in this place, oh, there's our raptor friend over there. There's these little stables here, and I don't know why there's stables on Site B. It really doesn't make any sense at all. There's nothing really in them, but don't believe there's anything in this little house. It's kind of fallen down. We have a raptor behind us. Kind of bouncing around. Alright, so let's take a quick tour of this little house. I don't really recall there being much downstairs. Little painting there. Alright, let's go upstairs. Upstairs there is something that's pretty cool, which is you can already see. I'm gonna go just check right here real quick. So here we see a map of Los Cinco Muertes. So it's one of those things that make you think that they had some interactions with the game development team. Of course, the map doesn't really match. So maybe they just had like text-based communications. I don't know. But this little Easter egg we're about to go see makes it seem like it's actually more than that. So anyways, I think it's just a cool little map. Of course, like everything in Trespasser, is a little low resolution. Would have been awesome to see it a little bit bigger, so you could read the other islands' names. Of course, like the map or the island shape itself doesn't really match what we actually end up seeing in the RV, but still a cool little thing to check out. There is a weapon there to pick up if you are playing Trespasser normally. I don't know where our little buddy went, but he is somewhere around here. We're just going to go on our detour real quick to the Easter egg. Now, once we get down to the Easter egg, I'll probably just like fast forward and skip in my editing until I'm like back at this spot roughly, just because it is a bit out of the ways, and it's something that I do like showing though every time I do a playthrough of the game, just because it is a sweet little Easter egg. That's pretty much all it amounts to, is just a tiny little Easter egg. So going back to Death Ground real quick, which is kind of going to be the big topic of this video, even though it's not directly related to Trespasser. Death Ground seems pretty interesting. Right now, the base game is only going to have 2 dinosaurs, which is honestly the biggest flaw that I see right now. They do have a couple of dinosaurs that they kind of already show as a silhouette for like kind of stretch goals, which is the Compies and Allosaurus, which will definitely go a long way. Having like Compies, especially having another small carnivorous dinosaur. Yep, any second we're gonna get our Easter egg.
Are you hungry? Take a bite. Come on, I won't hurt you. Mommy! Daddy, you've got to come see this! I found something!
Alright guys, so we're back to where the little plantation style house is. We see our little friend over there in the distance. I think it thinks it's much bigger than it is, and it's going to go try picking a fight with the para. We see these two raptors over here, of course, that we saw earlier, feasting on the Triceratops, which is kind of sad that it lost the fight. I don't know what happens there. Like, pretty much every time I've ever seen the Triceratops, it'll actually win versus those two raptors. But possibly they actually won for once. Kind of sad. We got a little waterfall over there. For how old the game it is kind of cool to see that they pulled off things like that where like the water actually ripples and stuff, and the physics in this game is pretty darn impressive considering how old it actually is.
A phone. Oh, thank God.
This doesn't work if I recall. Oh, this is so annoying. Using control panels is annoying because you have to get like the perfect closeness where you don't accidentally touch the button that you don't want to touch, but you touch the buttons you want to touch.
The main switchboard is temporarily unattended. Please contact your supervisor. La computadora principal está temporalmente fuera de servicio. Por favor, contacte a su supervisor.
Now, since those raptors are actually alive for once, hopefully they don't decide to come up here while we're playing Box Knockdown Simulator. I hear them a little bit kind of growling. Gosh, that was horrible. Right, aim at the bottom box. Ooh, that's a good hit, I definitely feel like there's going to be a couple moments in this game where I just have that little silly little montage go on where it's like, and 5 hours later. But so far these have been knocking down fairly easy. Go ahead, I think I really only needed one of them to do what I needed to do, but all good. Alright, so we should have another raptor friend up here somewhere. And then I believe there's another box we have to knock down. The developers definitely love knocking boxes down.
Nice one.
Yeah, that definitely hurt. I'm actually going to do a quick save right here, guys, because we might have our first death of the playthrough. There's our first raptor. I think there's two in this little area. All right, so I did a quick save just in case I died, because this might be our first death of this playthrough. But anyways, I want to try to get him over this way a little. That way, when I lose him, he's not following me over to where I need to go. I want to try to avoid having a bunch of raptors follow me around for a while. Oh, I got stuck on a rock. And he's still hot on my heels. I can hear him. Not losing him at all. Alright, so we're just going to have to bunny hop through here, try to lose these guys. Yep, and we have another box we have to knock down up here, so that's going to be interesting, especially if we have raptors following us the whole way. I do not hear them anymore. I definitely do hear them still. Do not see them though, so that is good. Let's see if we can do this as easy as we have been. These are much higher up, so the challenge is going to be more intense. We had a good contact there. Oh, shy! I see a raptor coming, which is going to be fun. I want to go lose him somewhere. Let's knock this down really, really fast. And that is a negative. Oh, hello. Hello. I was expecting you to come from the left side. Alright, so now we gotta draw a little friend here. Come on. We'll just stand there. As long as Deathground has much more intelligent raptors than this, I think we're gonna be happy. Very happy. Come on, what are you doing way back there? Get your butt over here. Oh, you're stuck back there. Come on. Gotta knock down some boxes, dude. Alright guys, I think we finally lost our friend again, which is amazing. Thank gosh. I do hear him kind of growling off in the distance. Maybe we can actually knock this board down, or darn box down before he comes back. See anybody yet? Is a good sign. I think all I really need to knock down is one box here. There we go. So let's grab this box before our friend comes back. There we go, guys. Alright, so we have made it past that area. Very exciting. Got kind of a floating weapons cabinet there. Now I believe up here very shortly will be the monorail that will actually be able to get on for an extended period of time, not just like to get up to the higher part of the level.
A lost world is a sort of scientific myth, an evolutionary scenario in which an ecosystem is isolated and preserved. The rest of the world changes, leaving a tiny, fragile pocket where ancient species survive.
Yada, yada, yada.
Alright, there was definitely a raptor back there to the right. I never really heard him, but there's also the narration going on, so it's hard to tell. But I don't believe he is on us. If he was, we have kind of lost him in the distance now. There's another raptor on top of that hill. This place is like, when you're on this monorail, there's literally raptors everywhere. The one right there to the left. But we are getting ready to get
In the
on.
winter, we began building the supports for the elevated transit system that would unify the island. Concrete towers rose through the jungle canopy.
Just gotta have a little bit of balancing, and then we're good. Go. Should be able to make this jump fairly easy. Back a little.
Curving up out of the southern basin, the Atherton Causeway would bring visiting scientists north from the southern beach.
Alright, so we are fine because there are multiple
Wow.
points to...
They certainly were serious about their monorail.
There are multiple points to get back on the monorail at. Oh, we are definitely being chased though. Alright, so let's just keep on going to our next up location, which should be any moment here. Here we go. This is one of those times where pretty much you're not going to make the jump anyways type deal, so you would have ended up having to get back on regardless. Normally you can make it all the way to that point though, if you're a little more coordinated than I am. Definitely don't want to fall down here because there's that big kind of ravine, and that will definitely kill you. Most of the time you can survive falling this, but there are a couple spots where it gets deep. That'll 100% kill you if you fall. Alright folks, I'm just going to pause real quick. Actually, no, let's keep on going. We're about there. I was going to do a save, and I had to get off soon, but we're fine for now. So if you do fall off there, you can always get back on right there. And there's another part up here that you can actually get on too, which I almost always just get off. Ooh, I about missed that. Because up here there's a fun physics one. One of these monorails, I don't exactly recall where it is. I think it's right here. You have a big jump and then it actually falls down. Oh, I ended up missing it though. So it's not going to do it. It's kind of balancing there until you jump on it, then it falls. That deal. But I completely missed it anyways. Alright, so yeah, right here's the end of the level, guys. So I think we're about done. We have managed to survive once again through another level of Trespasser without using a single weapon. Very exciting. We had to play some Raptor tag way back there for a little while to be able to have enough time to knock our boxes off. And so far, it has been a pretty successful adventure. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. And until next time, Zach out.